Meant to Be Well Summit is created by three incredible women, Ambreen, Valerie and Andrea. The main objective is to bring together experts from around the world to raise awareness about the importance of holistic well-being. This summit aims to explore the multidimensional aspects of well-being, including physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. This isn't just any event. It's a unique, global summit marathon designed to cover all time zones across the globe. We created this event because we genuinely care about you. We believe that everyone deserves to thrive and live a life of well-being. This summit isn't just about learning, it's about transforming your life. Our speakers are dedicated to inspire, uplift, and help you tap into your full potential. Join us, and let these world-class thought leaders guide you toward a higher level of mental, physical, and spiritual well-being.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the seventh session of the day. And this session is all about the breaking a story of a stigma and the lenses from philosophy, spirituality, and psychology. And this is I was looking forward to this session a lot because this is like we're gonna discuss psychology, spirituality, and which is very close to my heart. And of course, one of my favorite person, Patrick, who is an expert in this field. He is a visionary founder of Sonqo's World, transformative initiative dedicated to personal growth and discovery. He's also known as a conscious architect. He's passionate about guiding individuals to their journey toward finding their true selves. And I'm so honored to have him with us today. Thank you so much for joining us, Patrick.
Thank you for having me. So good morning, good afternoon, good night to everyone. I'm ready. It goes mutually. You are also one of my favorite beings here on this planet. And it's just such an honor to be with you and to be on something that's so important. Because yes, I'm a sole believer of we are meant to be well, all of us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So let's start. Should I start the presentation? So let's start the presentation. Tell us your story.
Yes, so I am very much into the experiences, and that's what the conscious architect is all about. It's about awakening, creating awakening experiences. And these awakening experiences, they invite us to co-create, to weave, to anchor, and also, of course, to explore our new consciousness and a new earth. And that whole idea of awakening. So in order to do that, when we are at the end of a cycle, we need to let go of some old stuff. So I felt the story and the stories that hold us in stigma are really crucial to understand what it really means to be well, mentally, holistically, in all ways. And of course, I love philosophy and wisdom, also cultural wisdom and mystic wisdom, and the psychology, together with the mystic and the spiritual experiences. So it's about awakening and healing. And so let me take you on a very special journey today, because I have decided to make this keynote very different. It doesn't have the ordinary format at all. So first of all, thank you for everybody being here. And the first question I have for you, are you actually ready to break these stories of stigma with me? I would love to have you on board. And I take you on an experience because a conscious architect of awakening experiences is here to bring you an experience. And I will use the format of the medicine wheel, which is a traditional format that is used for healing, for wholeness, for deeper understanding. And I felt it's very appropriate to use that today so that we truly get an idea. What is our part? What are our experiences? What are our ingredients? And how can we get the sense to create our own recipe? It's a co-creation. It is not an isolation. We are not islands. We are not all in this on our own. So it's for everybody who is really interested. And so let me take you on this journey today.
Yeah.
So the medicine wheel, as I said, is a very profound tool of going deeper. It's actually going out of the mind, which is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It invites us to go into the heart. So traditionally, the medicine wheel is based on the 4 directions, and on each direction is a stone placed, and that allows us to journey in 4 directions on a particular topic. So this is how I take you through, and in the center, then we meet in the center of all, which is the energy of source. So I attuned this today to the full moon of yesterday because it fits into that, right? So in the south, where we're going to start today, we're going to actually meet Pluto in Capricorn. In the west, we're going to meet the moon in Aries that now has moved already into Taurus and gives us the connection to nature. What stays still is in the north. I'll be taking you into Mars in Cancer. And in the east, we are going in the sun in Libra. And Ambrin, this is also especially for you because your sun is in Libra. Your birthday was yesterday. So again, warm birthday wish for you.
Thank you.
So let's go in. First of all, let's talk about stigma. What is it actually? At the essence, stigma is a judgment. A stigma is putting you into a place that judges you and in a way separates you from others. So stigma is very much one of these old concepts that I feel in general we need to break. But just saying now, you don't need to judge yourself anymore. You cannot be seen as somebody who is mentally unstable. You cannot be seen as this. You don't want that. You are, as a health practitioner, you cannot be of this opinion. All these kind of stigmas, to break the stigma on its own is very difficult. So what I'm feeling is there is a story attached to the stigma. And that story that's attached is kind of pulling us into the stigma. So we are only responding to that stigma because we have a story. And this is, of course, the essence of psychology. Our childhood, our traumas, our dramas, the way we see the world. And so let me invite you to come on this medicine wheel with me. So no matter how you're taking this now, no matter where you are, look at this beautiful medicine wheel created, of course, by Ceci, my beautiful partner. And I'm inviting you to enter this medicine wheel in the south. And remember, we are here, and this is continuing until the 19th of November. We are here in Pluto in Capricorn, breaking these old systems, outdated, what no longer serves, deconstructing, very much fun for an architect as well. And what are we experiencing here? What are these stories that hold us tied in stigma? We know from psychology, transactional analysis, and also from the newer positive intelligence, we know the drama and the saboteur roles. These are the stories that are holding us. We have a fear of being controlled. And this goes again back into childhood. The insecurity and feeling unsafe and the danger obviously also comes often from childhood or from the experiences that we have along the way. Then we feel heavy and dense and negative. And we know when we feel like that, our vibration is very low. And in a low vibration, we cannot really do something beautiful and we cannot feel happy. And this applies very much to any kind of mental health. We have lost the hope. The other one story that is really very strong with stigma is the voice of judgment. And often it's judgment for self. And how will others judge me? We live in a world where we have to achieve certain things, but we're not really seen for who we truly are. And so we feel we are not accepted, we are not heard. And there's the story, I must suffer, I must work so hard to do something, to achieve, to be seen. And again, all of this comes into the fears and the traumas. And so this is the context that we feel here in the South. But now Pluto comes in and says, hey, you can break this. One, it is the past. Two, wounds can be healed. And number three, those lost fragments and pieces of your soul that you have lost, you can bring them back. And so here in the South, as we are deconstructing, I'm inviting you to some ingredients to deconstruct. It's a time of spiritual awakening and ascension. We are at the end of a cycle astrologically in all different astrologies, by the way. So we are in that state of death in a beautiful way because it takes us into a rebirth from the Piscean into the Aquarian age, the maverick of the zodiac, the new horizons, the new understanding, the innovation. We have more access to consciousness, and we see that with everyone. We may complain about the energies of the photonic belt and the electromagnetic fields and the sun flares, but actually they are our friends. So as we are allowing these evolutionary vibrations helping us to deconstruct these stories, we can break them, and stigma no longer has a hold. Of course, we're also in a time where we say we're shifting into a new earth. This is the work of Dolores Cannon. Eckhart Tolle wrote a book on it. This new dimension, fifth dimension, and more. These are all ingredients of deconstruction. We don't need to be in these old suffering roles, in these old roles of sabotage and drama. And of course, there's the superpower heart. Heart math came to us many years ago and spoke about the heart and mind coherence. So does Dr. Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, and many others. So we're living at a very extraordinary time to deconstruct the stories that put us in the stigmas of judgment. So I'm going to give you a few spices to deconstruct. If you deconstruct with anger with your liver, it's not going to work. If you deconstruct being resentful of all the stuff that you had to endure, it's not going to work. It takes peace. It takes love. Wherever you are, whatever happened to you, you are the one who can make peace. You are the one who can collect those missing pieces. And it's okay, because in this time of suffering, there was also a blessing. And you can only receive the blessing if you truly embrace it. So forgiveness, love, gratitude, these are the spices. So as you're in the South, enjoy that. And then let's move on. And let me take you into the West. So you're walking all around and you're entering the West. So here we have the moon in Aries yesterday. And the idea here is really dare to dream your well-being into being. We can do that. We have that power within us. And Ambrin is such an expert on that, on the superpowers and the algorithms of life. We have it in us. And well-being is so important, isn't it? And today we have Taurus. The moon has moved into Taurus. So we have the connection to nature, which is essential. So what are we having here? What are the concepts that we are being offered by philosophy? Of course, in the whole Greek mythology, from Aristotle to Pluto and all of them, they are all in the lower part here. It was all about happiness. It was all about well-being was considered happiness. If you could be happy, you would be well. And of course, because they very much were still in duality and ethics, you could only be happy if you didn't harm somebody. So it had to be in harmony. And of course, for them, well-being and happiness was not just being happy, as I said, for yourself. It was a state of being. It was not meant to be that moment when you're at a party and you're dancing. You're going to be happy there too, but it was really about the state of being. And we know today that that is so crucial. If you think about the work of Emoto, for instance, and many, many others who came after, where they put language on water and froze it, or music. And when it was positive vibrations of happiness, it would look very beautiful. When it was emotions and language and music of anger, it would look very ugly. So there is still a lot of wisdom in Plato and Aristotle and what we have been given here on the philosophy of well-being as happiness. When we go in today's world and when we go into more the mystic part, we say everything is energy. But if your vibration cannot match the energy that's available, you can't enjoy it. You know, it's all very easily said. And of course, most shamanic traditions talk about everything is interconnected. It's a connectedness. And when we understand the connectedness, that's why it's so great to walk barefoot in the grass. That's why it's so beautiful to connect in nature. That is healing. And that is well-being. And finally, of course, I love my Advaita Vedanta. And here we say body and spirit are one. So if the spirit is well, the body is well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I give you ingredients again, because here comes the wisdom. And the wisdom, of course, here is the architecture of consciousness. We are architects. Just because I have a title that I gave myself and Ambryn gave me doesn't mean you are not an architect.
Yeah.
And you are an architect of your awakening, of you daring this new well-being into being for you. The other ingredients that are very important is the wisdom of vibration and music. Through all time, all the famous people from Einstein to Plato, whoever we want to mention, they all mentioned that music is one of the most important things of all.
Yeah.
And those sonic pulse rhythms, like the sound of whales, is also very important. The language, we often talk unconsciously, but actually language has a vibration, and this has been shown now scientifically. Our presence, if I'm not fully here, you don't feel me. The wisdom of the heart comes in again, as it is in a way a key to this awakening. And the wisdom of connectedness. It's being still and being here. Well-being also takes praxis and phronesis, the practical wisdom. Yes, Ambryn, we meditate, we do our yoga, we do all the work. This body is here to be moved. This body needs the breath. We are responsible for that. So it is an ingredient of our well-being. And it's also wisdom. Yes. We're getting some nice comments here. So I want to finish the West actually with Rumi, because Rumi for me is such an essence of all of this, if you wish. The first one that I want to say here, when you dare to dream your well-being into being, you are what you seek. What you seek is you. So it is all within us when we can connect to it all. And of course, one of his favorite quotes I feel is important here too. There is a candle in your heart, ready to be kindled. There's a void in your soul, ready to be filled. This is where your well-being takes place in all ways, on all levels. And when we can feel it, we can be it.
Yeah.
So this was the West. Let's move on. And in the North, of course, I'm taking you into self, because as Ambryn said, it's a lot about self. Self has been confused and lives in chaos for a very long time. Who am I is the most important question. So as you're entering here the North, which has to do with expressing our truth, with coming into compassion of our authenticity and uniqueness, a higher consciousness, that is a higher vibration. I'm inviting you to step into this. So who am I? In philosophy, you can see we had quite a lot of options, from Kant to Locke, from Heidegger, all these different things. What is that self? The inner and the outer, says Kant. And of course, we can take it further and say, with Kierkegaard, it's a dialectical relationship with the finite and the infinite. Goes again into your book, Ambre.
Yeah.
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 And it's also about how do we live the temporary and the eternal, these dynamics, the dialectical dance, I almost want to call it. And for Nietzsche, it was really about expressing that uniqueness, that boundlessness. And psychology, one of my favorites, as you know, is Dr. Claire Graves, who invented or created the spiral dynamics. He sees self as an evolving consciousness and choice. So while we're going as humanity through levels of consciousness from his spiral dynamics, there is a choice involved. We could live in a time of achievement, but we as self could already have evolved into the more holistic. In his work, it's from the yellow to the turquoise. I'm making 2 steps now. So there is many ways how we can conceive ourselves. And I just want you to feel it. And of course, in the Hawaiian wisdom, and many shamanic wisdoms are very much the same, we have the talking, which is the middle self, the one who chats a lot but doesn't really know what it says. Then we have the veiled, which is the lower self, where we do the shadow work, where we're breaking the old stories that keep us in stigmas and other outdated systems. And we have the spirit, the higher self, that is connected, that knows how to use the algorithms of life. Right, Amber?
Yeah. Yes.
Beautiful. All right.
Yeah.
So ingredients in the north, I'm inviting you. Yes, Valerie, the vibration is going up. Fabulous.
Yeah.
So here the ingredients is really the conscious self. Be aware of who you are. Be aware of your body, because the body has a role. How you feel is how your pain shows up. What you think is what's happening in your body. This is all interconnected, and that is the conscious self. When we consciously listen, we can actually access that compassion for self and share it. So this is our link now to meant to be well and well-being. If we can't feel it and if we don't have compassion, the expression will be tainted. It's not the truth. And again, be kind with your language. How do you speak about yourself? I can't do this. Oh, I never can do this. This is not working. What is happening? I am not good enough. Your language affects your body. We are 90% water. And as I said, Emoto and many others, they can show us scientifically what it does to us. The awakening to the heart again, and this is in meditation, this is in nature. There's so many different ways. And then the wisdom of our unique praxis. How do you practice self-love? How do you take care of your body? How do you take care of your mind? You have been given this amazing experience. And then, of course, we go into the whole area of self-inquiry, self-discovery, self-realization. These are the ingredients. So many of these things we can do on our own when we go truly inside and embrace who we are and we're conscious about it. So here in the north now, enjoy that compassion for you, that compassion for self. All that happened. You still have a choice how you're looking at it. You still can choose what you're taking of it. But compassion, in a way, is the opposite of stigma.
Yeah.
When you're truly in compassion with yourself, you are free. And you have a perfect heart and a perfect initiation into being well. So, how was the north for you? Let's leave the north and let me take you into the east. And here comes the whole mystic and spiritual part.
Wow.
As an architect of experiences, this is really for me the core. Experiences, of course, can happen in many different ways, also in therapy. It's just that I'm not a therapist, so I can't talk about that. But experiences are really, really crucial. And it is interesting, Sun in Libra, so I'm coming back to Ambrin. It is there to come into a relationship in harmony, right? It is daring to have these relationships and these experiences that bring us back into harmony. Not avoidance, not anger, not pleasing, but truly being in harmony for the sake of harmony and love, of course. So as you are entering here in the East, I am inviting you into the world of the mystic and the spiritual experiences. The difference between mystic and spiritual is, it's not really a difference, it's not contradictory, they go together. The mystic has an idea that everything is one, everything belongs together, and the spiritual experiences are more about the journey to be one. And this goes through the religion. So you have mystic in religions, you have spiritual, you have spirituality and mysticism without religion. It is not exclusive concepts. They both belong together. And so it just means that you are allowing yourself to go beyond the logic of your mind. And you are allowing yourself to let go of the control. Doesn't mean you need to take ayahuasca or medicines like that that force your body to do that. I don't do ayahuasca. But you can use music, you can use nature. There's different ways of letting go of our control. Me, I prefer the conscious choice of letting go of control. And there's different ways of doing that. Or like this medicine wheel. A sacred space to invoke sacredness. So before I got on today, I invoked a sacred space for all of us. In shamanic traditions, it's the 6 directions, plus so the 4 directions above and below. It's a conscious choice. It's again a lot with the heart beyond the mind, and that takes us through. And it doesn't mean there's no mind involved. It just means the heart is part. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So here, it is now in this beautiful East. It's really now about this harmony. When we are in harmony, I believe we can do anything. Because it's a very strong vibration. So what are the ingredients? Well, the art of letting go, so we can create from the heart, reconnecting to the heart, the nature stuff, living from the heart. Here are many, many different things we can do. So in the mystic and spiritual experiences, of course, it is meditation, daydreaming, the I am, the Zenith experience, the meditation, the vision quest. This is more the shamanic part here as well. Medicine wheels like that can also be done in nature or in a meditative state, and many, many other things. So whatever you feel calls you into this new relationship, into this harmony, perfect. So everybody happy in the East?
Yes.
Yes, then let's move out of the East. And now comes the real magic that I want to bring to you. And this is where the true thing is really happening. When we move now out of the East, coming back down in the South, if you imagine, and we're entering now the center. And the center is the heart. And there's now a lot of science that tells us that in the center, in that geometric form of the center, is the highest energy of all. Can even be measured with pendulums and science. And so in the center, they say the highest energies, the highest frequencies we find in the center. So I'm inviting you to step into the center of this medicine wheel that Ceci has made so beautifully with that part. So as you're stepping in, you are finding your resonance. What is true for you? You are entering a cosmic consciousness. Again, I'm referring to your book, Brent.
Yeah,
Because
thank you.
yes. That conscious choice that we make without one reason dictates everything. And allowing our hearts to sing in that highest vibration of that center of the heart, your heart. And seeing reality as a hologram beyond our mental concepts. Stigma is a mental concept. And we have broken it. I feel quite a few here have broken that stigma today. And of course, this is only the beginning. There is so much more that we can do. When we align our dreams, our passions, when we are truly one in these algorithms, I'm coming back, of the cosmos and ourselves. So, what does it do? What experiences help you access, integrate, anchor, and explore when you're listening to your intuition, when you're trusting in self, spirit, God, nature, cosmos, when you're expressing your authenticity and uniqueness, when you live in gratitude, when you are in your I am presence, when you open to unlearn and learn. What is coming to you here? What are you receiving in the center? This highest vibration and energy that is accessible to us. It's the energy of Source, the energy of God. And so breathe in one more time into this beautiful center and your heart. And then let's come back out of this beautiful medicine wheel. So we are open for questions. We are open for all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And now it's for you to integrate and for you to feel the invitation. What you're going to do with that. Are you ready to break the stories of stigma? Are you ready for well-being?
Yeah.
Bryn, you have questions?
Yeah, amazing. I think it's done right. I need to. Okay, very, very nicely presented, and I love the journey from the south to the center of the heart, which is really, I mean, everything you gathered so beautifully that we actually experienced the journey. Right, so it was amazing. I love the way you presented, and I'm sure the audience also enjoyed it too much. The way we actually traveled from south to the center of the heart, it was amazing. And it's all about, it's the journey of breaking the stigma is always from, like, going from the deepest parts of yourself, discovering slowly that how you can break those shadows, or how you come out from that darkest place to the place of compassion, where you embrace yourself fully and wholly. And when you embrace yourself with compassion, that is where the energy, the source is. And that's amazing. I love the idea of the way you presented. So I think like Chan has a interesting question, that what is your feeling of hugging a tree and grounding by walking barefoot on grass?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite practices, really. It gives you a sense of connectedness. And of course, when you are hugging a tree, I did this in my shamanic training, and I did it yesterday again. It is like you truly connecting to the life force, Chan. It is like you are connecting to the essence of life. And you can go as deep and as wide as you want. And if you stay long enough, you can actually hear the tree talking to you.
Yeah.
Barefoot walking is seen as a spiritual praxis as well as a healing praxis. So when people do alternative healing on retreats and stuff like that, and they actually have physical and mental situations, they actually walk barefoot because we're connecting to the energy of earth. And it's said that earth has a healing energy. So you can lie in the grass, you can walk barefoot. This is really about the connectedness that allows us to to truly heal, to align the frequencies. I feel it is all a vibrational thing. So it's absolutely fabulous. I'll be walking it out very soon.
Yeah, that's what actually I told them, like in the one of the sessions in the morning, that I make sure that I go barefoot, walk on the grass, to actually feel the the energy from the earth moving from, like, from the down to the, like, moving to the my head, and it feels so refreshing. And when we do that, it's not just like you walk on the grass barefoot and thinking about your next presentation, or thinking that, like, how the day went bad. If you have these thoughts on there, you wouldn't be able to feel the real energy. So I think in order to feel the real magic, you have to be present where you are. So I think it's not only about, like, feeling for the sake of feeling. You need to feel the experience, the entire experience, and then you will feel the magic.
Yeah, I love what you just said. You can't think about your next presentation, about whatever. If you want to connect to earth, you need to be fully present.
Yeah.
It doesn't work any other way. And then you can really integrate and enjoy this vibration.
Yeah. And Valerie is saying that I love how waves help with heart rate and how waves are related to them. It's amazing connection to absolutely. Even just like I often go to the beach and see the waves crashing to the those rocks and mountains, and I see that if the moon is there, we can feel the energy. It uplifts the entire the chemistry in our body. So it's amazing how nature affects us. But the only thing is that you need to be able to receive that connection. Otherwise, there will always be a disconnection.
Yes, you can have all these experiences, but if you're not fully present and if you're not willing to receive it, as you said, it doesn't happen. We have everything here, Valerie. The only thing we don't have here is the ocean. So sometimes I really need to go to the ocean, but yes.
Yeah, Matthew is saying that love my feet on the grass and in the sea therapy. Yes, definitely.
Beautiful.
It is. Yes, it is. And I was reading one book that it's sometimes we always say that where the attention, where the energy goes, where the attention flows. But one thing is also, like, sometimes we have the attention, but we need to be willing to absorb what is coming from this. So, like, attention could be there, but without retention, it's useless. So and we have to be present fully to be able to retain this. Yeah.
And it takes what you're saying also, it takes a conscious choice. So I can go and hug this tree for a moment and say, I hug my tree now.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually present and stay with it and see what the message is that wants to come through, what I can give and what I receive. Very beautiful. It is like that.
That's true. So I think we're almost to the end of the show. That how people would like to can connect with you. I think I just need to share the LinkedIn link with you.
The end here.
Yeah, so maybe you can. We have a very big link, actually.
Of course, tomorrow we will be back at the same time for an experience. Sound experiences, and Ceci is joining us tomorrow, playing the beautiful chord.
Yeah, this is like Patrick Kenga. Yeah, you can actually connect with him on the LinkedIn, and I think you have the website also, right?
The website is on the last slide. It's www.sonqosworld.net. The website is on the last slide.
Okay, actually, just a second. Yeah, this is the Sonqo's World. Okay.
Sonqosworld.net is the website. Yes.
Okay, so if this is and if you want, I think you're also very active on Insta. So I've tried to this. This is Bridge to New Earth. They want to connect this.
Very it's Bridge to New Earth on Instagram. It's Bridge to New Earth. You already put it on. And on YouTube, it's also Bridge to New Earth.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about
that. YouTube channel. Almost daily, you get either shorts, meditations, or energy updates, wisdom.
Sorry, go ahead.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that was a great actually presentation, great discussion. I really loved the way you presented, and especially it's all about energy, vibration, and it's not only about getting that energy and vibration. It's all about being to upgrade ourselves to the state to be able to receive that energy and frequency. So that is what it's all about. So thank you so much for joining, Patrick. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's session, and where we will have magic with music. So please, yes. And Valerie also play flute too. So that's
Valerie,
amazing.
we're gonna have some
You
fun.
you will have the amazing session tomorrow. That because when Patrick will play flute, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you should listen to his flutes. I love the way you actually start your shots with the flute or something. It's really add a different touch. So, anyways, thank you so much, and see you tomorrow with Patrick at the same time. And join us after 10 minutes with the last session of the day. Okay, bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.